You're listening to the Platte River Bard.
Hello, and welcome to the Platte River Bard. This is Chris Berger.
And I'm Sherry Berger.
And we are here again with our friend Julian Adair.
Yay.
She is owner and producer of A Suite for Small Spaces, Part 4. The fourth part.
Yes.
We talked about the third part. We
It was
saw the
beautiful.
third part. It was absolutely gorgeous.
It was so touching and moving.
Yes.
It
And
was amazing.
And that was at Shelterbelt, of course.
Yes.
It was fantastic, and it was so neat in that little space. That was
small
my
space.
first experience with dancing in a really small space. I had always been in the big theaters, and you're kind of far away, and completely different animal, not even remotely the same.
I felt like I was part of the royal court. You know what I mean? Like back in the day. I know.
It was almost like it was like a command performance. It's like,
We get it.
is this just for us?
Just for you.
It was wonderful. Congratulations, bravo. And now we're going to
you.
part 4 at Fringe.
Yes.
And Fringe is going to be yours is going to be the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Correct.
And it's going to be at the UNO studio, number 6.
006.
006.
Which is really interesting because I'm also adjunct faculty there. And that's
that's
the
right.
space I teach in.
Oh, is that literally the space you're
It's
in?
literally the space I teach
That's awesome.
in. And so, and we were there last year for Fringe. And I kept going, okay, I use every inch of this room when I'm teaching. How are we going to put 60 people?
Right.
And I was just like, how's this going to, And it did. And it was and the feedback I kept getting was it was so nice to be so close to the dancers because you could see when they take a breath, when their intentions are happening, when, you can see muscles flexing, you can, and so, most dances viewed from 40 feet away on a proscenium theater, and there's like this sterile field between the two of you. And, and I say this to my dancers, and to all my performers, whether I'm working on a show or a musical or a concert dance like this, that it's such a relationship. And I can't remember which night you came, but after the first night of 3, the opening piece is this piece with the white dress and the Martha Graham, and that's a very famous letter that Martha Graham wrote to Agnes DeMille. And we got to the end of the show, and I'm like, there's something missing, and I was like, that they need to meet again. And so I wrote for the second and third performances some dialogue where Agnes and Martha meet again.
Yeah.
And they kind of bring that full circle. And so that part will be in A Suite for Small Spaces 4 with I think 1 or 2 other pieces, and the rest are all new works. So we are rehearsing a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm so excited about it.
Sweet.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
I love it.
Do you know your times yet? So let's talk about the dates because it is really important, I think, to mention
Yes.
it.
Yes, the festival is August 6th through the 9th, and there are 20 producing entities there and we all get like 3 slots. So my times are on Suite for Small Spaces is on Friday at 9:30, Saturday at 6:30, and Sunday at 2. And I'm really curious about the Friday late night. The 9:30.
Yeah.
Our show is our production is about 45 minutes long.
Okay.
And so, you're still out by 10:30, which is, if you were going to a show that started at 7:30 or 8, that's about the time you would potentially get out. So, but starting at 9:30. So I'm curious at who's going to be my night owls you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people, they have a bingo card at the festival, and you try and go to as many shows as you can, and you can earn bingo.
That's cool.
And I think they have some other voting thing of like the best of the Fringe, or you'll have to ask them all the details because I'm not totally up on all that, but I'm very excited to be a part of the Fringe for a second time. So
That's awesome.
I like it.
I love that you're doing that.
Yes.
And it's so unique, actually, I think, for some of the dance troupes to be at Fringe. I think it's still very unique.
I think we're one of the few dance companies this year.
I think so.
And the only one of this style of dance.
Yes.
I know some of the other contemporary and modern dance companies that I was really hoping would perform are not this year, which makes me very sad.
Yeah.
Because it's nice to see a variety of dance, on the same festival. But there's some other styles of dance being performed. I want to say, I think the belly dancers are there, and I want to say there's another cultural group that.
Oh yes, is it Indian dancing?
I believe it's Indian dancing, and I don't know their title, but I think those two.
But it's Indian, like the country India.
Yes,
yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know the name of it.
No,
but,
I don't either. But I think you're correct about that.
So
yes.
so dance at the festival will be very, very rare.
Sure.
So only three acts out of the 20.
That's all right.
And
That'd be cool.
And we're the only ones doing this sort of neoclassical modern genre. So
It'll be fantastic. I'm really excited that you're getting to do this. And, one of the things that we talked about, I think we touched on it last podcast, but it was this image of your opening act. And I don't want to give anything away, but that parachute skirt was also amazing. And I think I can probably give that away.
Yes, totally.
But
And it's on the book market, so
It's on the book market.
it's on the
Give it
flyer.
away.
It's on the posters. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, and when we walked in, that dancer was in a frozen pose.
Yes.
Yes, there was Martha Graham happening,
So beautiful.
Yes.
which I recognized immediately.
Somebody walked in and they said, "Is that a mannequin?"
Yeah.
And then she moved it like, "Oh, it's not."
No, it's not. Yeah.
It's like the ones they have in Paris in Painter's Square,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we were on the front
frozen
row.
people that are in that
Which
metallic
I liked
paint
it.
and
Yeah, so
stuff.
I love it.
like that.
It's so cool. It was neat. She did a great. Everybody. Did a great job.
She's beautiful. She's
Amazing.
a dancer that came to us clear from her when she was very, very tiny, came up all the way through.
Oh,
our
is she one of the
practice.
ones that you've had since she's been
Yeah,
little?
and then
Oh.
and then she graduated and she's been at McAllister studying dance and doing college
Sweet.
things.
That's awesome.
And so she's just back for the summer. So I was
She was
really
amazing.
glad. She's just beautiful, and she was really perfect for that role. That role is actually I had intended for someone else, a dear friend of mine who is a dancer and a teacher and amazing. And I said, I have this thing I want you to do, and she actually had a shoulder injury. And it was just like, oh, and I asked Elise, I said, I'm hoping that, she can do this in one of the concerts this summer, and would you do this? And she says, oh, she's one of my favorite teachers, and she goes, I want to embody everything that she, teaches in her class, and you
Ooh.
see. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, oh, yep,
Okay.
there she is. That's
Yeah,
it.
there she is.
And she did an amazing job with it.
wow.
And it was really interesting because we did have her poised on a box with a skirt to start, and it was really by logistics that we did that, because initially I was just like, how are we going to get this? This skirt is 24 feet in circumference, which makes which I thought I was going to have to hem this. It's 75.4 feet around.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be like, chained to the sewing machine, hemming this thing.
Right.
And it ended up that was not an issue, but so we're like, how are we going to, the audience has to come in, and of course, at Shelterbelt, it's an open state. There's no main act curtain or anything.
Right.
And so I'm like, so somebody said, well, you'll just have to have her there before the audience comes in. And so we had her there poised, and she would settle into a position, and they had some beautiful light on her.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden she would breathe and
switch.
change
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
another. And she has the most articulate, beautiful hands and arms. They're just,
Yes.
and she has this
yes,
very-
she had the whole show. Her arm game was on point. Remember when I said I was talking to you about that? That's one of the things my dance teacher talked about.
Yes.
She would go, look at the arms, look at the
yeah,
arms.
yeah. Well, our hands are such an articulate
Beautiful.
and expressive part. I mean, think of all the things that we do with our hands. We wave, we
Yeah.
thumbs
So-
up,
so
and
much
okay.
communication.
There's so much communication in them, and she just really,
Yeah.
just so fluid and really embodied the inspiration for this original dancer for this piece. And so I was sad when she could not do it with a shoulder injury, but it worked out really well. And having her, poised and ready to go before the audience, it was like there was another show as the pre-show was happening.
Yeah, it was it was like a pre-show. I was I was captivated by her hands and arms the whole show.
Well,
That's the point.
It was wonderful.
She has such. I've always said she has such a vintage classic look. She's really beautiful, but she looks like she belongs in like another era. Like she's been plucked from the 1920s or something. And she has this very. She's a really beautiful.
She's great.
Gorgeous dancer. Gorgeous dancer.
Well, they're all really amazing.
Everybody.
I mean,
the whole thing was amazing.
And I liked the kind of the different textures of it. You know, there's some of the pieces were a lot more feminine than other pieces that all the men, when it was very masculine. It was very masculine.
And some was funny.
Routine.
And there were little funny parts,
All
which
these different
you wouldn't think in a
textures.
dance, but there was like some humor here and there, which I thought was neat.
I'm trying to think of what the funny parts were like.
Well, they were funny to me, but not
good.
because somebody messed up anything. But it was just like the part of the story that they told and the expressions and all this. It was like, that's funny. I like that. It's like because there were stories being told. It wasn't just like we're just going to dance.
Well, it's really interesting too, because one of the things we were talking about. Well, not only in my composition class, which I love to teach composition, let it be known.
Really?
I love to teach composition. We've had a composition class for a number of years in a choreographer's workshop, and molding these young dancers that are learning to be artists and giving them time, space, dancers, and guidance on how to create movement and tell story. Love teaching it. It's just like I could do that all the time.
Okay.
But we were talking about it's just like I was telling the dancers, because we have several duets, and there's a whole bunch of new pieces in this concert. This is not a repeat of 3.
Right.
But we have a couple select pieces from 3 that are, because I always like to give a smattering of what we just did. Mm-hmm. And this is probably my most ambitious concert, because I think 3 had, I think we did like 6 or 8 pieces total, and this has like 10-ish or 12.
Okay.
It's like, and I'm like, are we going to be ready? Like we have 2 weeks to, can we get this all rehearsed? Yeah, so anyway, I'm very excited about it. But we were talking about there's a couple different duets, and one is called The Space Between Us. And I was talking to the dancers, and they're like, well, what's our relationship? Are we friends? Are we lovers? Are we confidants? I said, well, this is the movement I envision, and whatever the audience makes it's going to be a different story for every person who sees it.
Yes.
So maybe they are lovers, maybe they are strangers that just met, maybe they are, and I have a new duet coming out that's going to be on this concert, and it's not romantic or classical at all. It's very athletic, and it's very adventuresome, and the people doing it, it's just like I swear my dancers will do anything I ask, They are so trusting, and one of the things I really try to do is make the choreography to fit them like a glove. Like I want them to stretch and grow, and I want them to challenge their technique, and I want them to do that, but I want it to settle in their bodies, so that it's just like, oh, there's no one else in the world that could do this dance except you. You know what I mean? As opposed to, this is a generic piece and it can be set on anybody and anybody can do this.
Right.
No, it's so concise and so precise for that particular artist.
That's really neat. Completely tailored to them. Yeah.
I'd love to work that way.
See, and that's really cool, because then you're sort of capitalizing on their strengths too.
Oh, absolutely.
And then they just get to shine, and they just get better.
Yes.
You play right into their wheelhouse, and
It is
I
great.
love it.
It is great fun, and we have a new dancer that just joined us this season, just for this concert. As a matter of fact, I'd seen her perform with Vokes Dance Company in the last couple of years, and they're not doing anything, and I'm so bummed.
Yeah.
But I was just like, okay, well, I saw her at a party. I'm like, and she's like, I'd really like to dance. I said, we should talk, and she's just come in and she's one of us now. You know what I mean?
Nice.
She's just And we'll do, like I say, the dancers are very trusting,
That's nice.
and I'm very cautious. I don't make them do. I make them do a lot of crazy things, but I'm very protective of them too.
Yeah, you're not taking advantage, but you know you can push them.
Yeah,
and ask them to
Yeah.
do. Well,
Yeah.
what if we try this?
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. One of my favorite phrases is "what if." You know, we talk about.
Yeah.
I talk with my dancers about the scientific method and the creative process are essentially the same.
Very similar.
One asks how, and one asks why.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, what if we tried this? Wouldn't it be cool if?
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of
What
people
if?
think of what if as like, what if this horrid thing happens? I'm like, well, what if this great thing
Yeah,
happens?
what if we could
And-
do this neat thing?
Yes. And so it's really fun, and we have a nice variety of music, but I am very much drawn to classical music that stirs your soul, you
Yes.
know, and some of it is strings. Like I've
Okay.
used Yo-Yo Ma and different things that are just like, gosh, he just has some really soulful things. Max Richter has just a great take on classical pieces that, you know, just give it a different richness. And then percussion. There's something about drumming. I don't know if it relates back to my, you know, being a tap dancer too. You know, that
Okay.
you're essentially being a percussionist when you're tapping. And there's no
Yeah.
tapping in the show, but it's a percussion choice.
Okay.
And there's a couple percussion pieces, and I'm just like, this is like it's such a driving force, you know.
Yeah.
It's really grounded and so there's a lot of variety, and
I like that.
so
You must listen to a lot of music as well. And we didn't talk about that last podcast.
yes,
Really?
it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
You
I
have
do-
a music audio file?
Well, I kind of get lost. You know how people like doom what they call it, doom scrolling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll get on and I'll see different like clips or reels or different things, and somebody will be I'm like, what is that music? And then I have to go look it up, and then I find that music, and then it says you might also like.
Right.
And then I go down that rabbit hole, and then something, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta, and I put it on a playlist. So I already have a playlist started for 5.
The next one?
For 5?
Well, I was so delighted because before we were even out of the theater at Shelterbelt, they asked us, would you come back next season?
I bet they did. That is
that's
not
great.
surprising.
So I was like, yes, I would love to. So
So you won't do 4 next season. You'll do a new one.
I'll do a new one. It was really funny
Whatever
because
number you're up to.
whatever number.
yeah,
So I'll do
whatever.
this until I'm no longer having fun. Then it's time to go away. But well, this kind of all evolved, and I can't remember if we talked about this last time because it started with 1 and 2 a year ago. I turned 60 a year ago in
That's
May,
right.
and I was just like, you know, there's things I want to be doing, and I've done a lot of shows, and I'm so grateful for all the work I have. I have musicals coming out of my ears. I have classes. I have great people to work with, and it's just like, but you know, I used to produce concerts like this all the time back in my earlier days, and then a lot of other things took over, and I wasn't able to, and so I'm like, I'm turning 60, like. If I don't do this now, like when am I going to do
Yeah,
it?
when
And so I thought I would have this one concert at 60 and do this, and I performed for one last time too. So that was kind of
Cool.
a swan song that I did and it wasn't choreography I had done. It was one piece, the only piece in the concert that I had not done, but it was a piece called Angelica that I performed 4 times in my career. It's choreographed by Kelly Hanneman, who's a friend of mine from my college days, and she danced with Momix and Palablis and had this amazing career. Awesome choreographer, and I love this piece, and so I've got to do it. So I did it one last time. It's a trio, and one of my daughters got to perform it with me, so that was an extra
Oh, that's
special.
cool.
I couldn't get both daughters in, but and the 3 of us have performed it together. So it's a beautiful piece, and it has huge white dresses in it. But I performed that, and I thought, okay, that's going to be the end of it, and I've done my concert, and I feel fulfilled, and I've performed one last time. And then the Fringe Festival came up, and I was on a wait list. So I'm like, well, that's not, you know.
Yeah.
And then they called me. They're like, no, you're on the list now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
All right, then.
So I produced another concert, and then Shelterbelt said, do you want to do next season? And so that was 3, and now I was number 9 on the wait list this time for the Fringe Festival. I was just like, there's no way. I'm gonna have the rest of the summer off, and just and they're like, oh, by the way. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So then and I can't believe how many pieces we're doing in this. I like to do a concert of about 6 pieces.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this is like 9 or 10.
I'm gonna say you're almost doubled. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, you said
but
like
I'm
10 or 12.
excited for it because
it'll be awesome.
Because when the other one ended, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Well, what do they say? Hanya Holm, in the words of Hanya Holm.
Always leave one more.
Yeah, you did.
All dances are too long.
Oh.
All dances
Really?
are too long. Hanya Holm said that, I believe. I hope I'm quoting that
I've
right from my
never heard
dance
that
history
before.
classes. And they'll leave him wanting more. So, yeah, that's been my philosophy. You want to scatter some seed for your audience so that they can get nourished, but you don't want to beat them over the head with it. I mean, I could look look at this stuff all day long, but the average theater goer reaches saturation point much earlier than I would.
Fair. Okay. Fair.
So I want to give them something and some things to think about. And one thing that we've done on all these concerts is we perform one of the pieces, and then there's a musical interlude, and it gives you some time to digest what you saw and what you're feeling about it, and maybe it evoked an emotion, maybe it didn't, maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't, maybe. And I keep getting feedback about that, going, I really liked, like if you go to a recital, it's like go, like get people on and off stage as fast as you can, and that's not. This is concert dance. This is you want to give your audience time to digest it, think about it,
yeah.
reflect on it a little bit.
I really like that part of it. I thought that was really.
Yeah.
I thought that was really smart.
I agree.
Which when in doing it, when I'm there, I'm like, okay, this feels like filler. Like I'm getting nervous.
I know.
Get the next piece, and of course, in the company, I think our company this time is about 8 or 10 people.
Okay.
Which I think last summer it was about the same, maybe 10 or 12, depending on which pieces we were doing. And, logistically, you have to go, okay, this person just was in a 24-foot diameter skirt, and we have to
get out of that,
get that,
something else,
and let them breathe for one thing.
Maybe take a drink,
Yeah. Right. A little sip of water.
Maybe that'd be all right.
Peel off one costume, get into another, and then get on stage. And I want them to feel very present as opposed to just
go. Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just like a machine gun. You're like that, it's just like, no, art. It's like walking through an art gallery.
Right.
I really appreciated that, and I really liked it. And I know that, especially in live theater, we can get, especially with those of us putting together, any sort of delay or pause or silence feels like an eternity.
It does.
And 5 seconds feels like forever. And it's like, it's not.
It's not.
And it's okay. I remember Mr. Rogers said something on an old interview a long time ago. He had just written a book, and he had written something very profound, and the rest of the page was blank. And they're like, why did you leave the rest of the page blank? He goes, because you need time to think about that.
Yeah.
He goes, what I'm giving you is some silence to think about that.
Space.
He's like, there's so much noise and we're always pushing. He's like, so just take a second, have some silence, and think about what you just saw or read. Give yourself a second and then move on. And that very much reminded me when I was watching. It's like, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm so
that
glad
gives us a chance to actually digest it as opposed to, nope, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I lost whatever I was going to get from that.
Yes.
I really dug that.
I'm so glad because and again, to me, backstage or wherever I was watching from or wherever I was, I was just like, is this too long? Is this too, you know what I mean? Because your sense of timing when you're in the thick of it, it feels very different than if you're an audience member experiencing it for the first time. So, but that I got that feedback from several people.
Yep.
I also got a lot of feedback of like how close up they appreciated.
Yes.
And of course, the dancers are also adapting too, because they're like, you know,
There's people here.
There's people, and I mean, you can almost like, you know, brush a person as you're, you know,
Yeah.
doing an arm gesture, or God forbid, kick somebody. It's just like, please
I
don't.
sat in the front row. I trusted them.
We were in the front. Well, I
If
loved
I got
it.
kicked, it was my own fault.
That's okay. No, we loved it in the front row. I thought that's the way to see it.
And you know, kind of a noob question, because when I did drill team, we never wrote down our routines. You actually had to remember them. So when you write your dances, do you actually shorthand somehow write them, or are they just all here?
All right, you're about to get into my head. So here we go.
I don't know if there's like a formal process for like
There's-
documenting the.
Okay,
Because I've seen people write down fight choreography, but I've never seen dancers write down choreography. Is
Okay.
that something that happens or that you do?
Well, okay, when I'm doing a musical, I always ask for a piano score or conductor's score, not a piano score.
Okay.
Because, and I tell all music directors, I'm sorry in advance, but I know enough about music to be dangerous and drive you crazy. But I always get a conductor's score, and I make some notes, you know, above the bar that is like, I want this movement here, this movement here, this movement here. So I have to have a script and score that I can keep, because
Right.
I destroy it by the time the show is up.
Okay.
There's notes all over, and post-it notes, and you know, floor patterns, and you know, little X's and O's of who goes where, and
Sure.
you know, things like that. With this sort of dance, it's very different. Now, and this is going to sound like heresy. How do I explain this?
It's okay.
'Cause
Choreographer heresy.
it's well, okay. Well, first of all, there is a system called Laban notation, right?
Okay.
And it takes years to learn. It's a, you know how you read music and the staff goes
Yeah.
this way, and you have notes, you have different symbols for different things. Okay. Notation is read vertically on a staff like that, and there's
Okay.
a symbol for each part of your body. There's a symbol for direction, and there's a symbol for the quality of movement, and there's 9 effort shapes.
Wow.
And it takes years.
yeah.
Holy
Years.
moly.
I mean, and you know,
Some
like,
serious dance shorthand.
yeah, and I don't use that, but it's there.
Okay, but it's there. Okay.
But it's there. So
Okay.
I mean, just so you all know that it's there, right?
Okay,
So,
okay.
but with concert dance like this, because there is no score. Like, I don't get a score. It's like, here's a piece of music. I've listened to it. You
Right,
listen
yeah.
to the music over and over and over. It's on loop, and you listen to it until you like really know it, and there's nuances in it. Then sometimes I do make particular notes about, you know, who I want you to go where, blah blah blah. But really, I come in with some movement passages that are in my body that I can repeat and show to the dancers, and then I start there and I watch what they do, and I go, okay, we landed here. Does it feel like natural? Like if you do this and then you go here, or you go into the floor, or you reach for this, or you do this lift, like, you know, and we piece it together that way. And I kind of look. It's sort of like being a sculptor. You have to have the clay in your hands to make the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I have lots of movement ideas, and sometimes I'll come in with a whole bunch of stuff, and half or 2/3 of it will get pitched. And sometimes I'm like, no, wait, I'm going to use this now, this. Oh, and you know, it made me think of this, and I want to do this, and this floor pattern's been, you know. And there's the muse. There's this muse that I have that pokes me in the back, and if I don't listen to her, then I lose sleep.
Yeah.
And so it's just
Listen
like,
to her
got to do
muse.
this, got to do this, got to do that. Like, what about this? And so, you know, I have a lot of movement ideas. So I come in with phrases and passages and ideas, but I never, if you fully form something and then you come to your cast and go, do this, you're just spoon feeding them and saying, force feeding them this particular movement.
Okay.
Right.
But if you work in a way, and I think the only reason I can work in that capacity is because I'm experienced. I've done it for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I trust the process.
Okay.
So it's very different than, you know, I know choreographers that like they'll have every single count mapped out from, you know, the intro to the, and it's just like, that's great, but you're going to discover things about what you thought the movement looked like or felt like or what it looked like on another dancer. versus, what could happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like the what could happen.
It's interesting. Yeah.
So much. And you also have to have dancers like we don't do auditions for this. I always tell people, you're always auditioning. And I'm watching people and I'm observing, I'm like, this dancer would be really great in this idea I have in my head for this piece with this skirt. Or
right, yeah.
Or this dancer would be really, really great in a duet with this other guy that I have, and they would look great together, and I have these ideas. And so it's messy, it's complicated, sometimes it's very simple. And so,
Yeah, and to keep them all straight,
oh my goodness.
So, like, if someone wrote something for you, like you said, your friend had written that for you, how do you remember that? 5 years later.
It's what's really interesting, because I remember in the early days we would make notes like, okay, we start stage left, and you do this passage with this, and it goes down stage right, and then somebody else enters, and we would have all these cryptic notes, and I look back at some of them going, how did we ever?
Yeah.
And now we record everything after we kind of have a something kind of mapped out. We go, let's record this. And then I go home and I study that. I'm like, that was a really great movement, but what's not working is this transition or this movement here.
Yeah.
And then I come back, I go, what it needs is this and this and this, and then I'll show them something new.
Yeah.
And
then you have to do it again and record it again.
And then we do it.
Yes.
Yeah, it builds and yeah.
I have a lot of memory on my devices.
I bet you do.
I have to.
Yeah, sounds better than that kind of archaic way with the 9 columns.
Yes. I just don't know how we did it, and it's just like, oh my goodness. Well, I guess maybe we forced our memories to be more adaptable to that, because it was just going and going and going.
Well, yeah, it's what you had to do because that's what we had. So
and kind of as a side, it reminds me of music itself, because you had said it's like staff music, but it's the other direction.
Vertical.
And before we had that staff music, we had something else.
Something like that. Yeah, we were looking at that. Something.
And it was, we looked at it and we're like, and I know music, so I'm like, I can't make any sense.
I used to be able to read music. Yeah, we were looking at it, we're like, what is this?
And I didn't even know that there was anything besides staff music. Because when you're taking piano lessons, it's Bach. And Bach's really old, so you think,
it's always been that way.
Always been that way. But yeah, there's different ways to even do music as well to document.
It was crazy. Well, and the way you do your choreography sounds like talking to a director about how do you block stuff. It's like, well, some people, well, like you said, they'll block out
every moment,
every single page of that play, every beat, everything, and they have it blocked by the time you start rehearsal. And it's like, okay, go here, and it doesn't change. And then some people are like, just come on in and we'll just start going and you move. And then if I don't like it, then I'll change it.
This time.
Yeah, I need you over here by this line, and how you get there
is whatever you want. Yeah.
And then if he doesn't like it, he changes it or whatever. And I'm just like, that's terrifying.
And I think
I have no plan.
Well, and I always come in with some sort of plan, but it's somewhere.
But you're willing to change.
But I have the flexibility and sometimes we'll get to a standstill and they're like, what's next? And I'll be like, I know what I want now, and sometimes you just have to take a breath and go, what needs to happen here is this and this and this. And so it's I don't know. I don't know what to call it. And I don't know if other choreographers, Twyla Tharp is one of my faves. And, she's still in New York choreographing. She was a big deal when I was in college, you know what I mean? And
she's still doing it.
She's still doing her stuff, and I'm like, she's so amazing. And she wrote the book. It's called The Creative Habit. Fascinating book. And
Creative Habit.
Yeah, and she has this routine where she gets up at 5 a.m. and she gets in a cab and she goes to the gym and she works out for 2 hours before she goes to the studio with her dancers and then rehearses all day. And she goes, the habit isn't going to the studio. The habit is getting up and getting into the cab. And then, it's really fascinating. And she keeps kind of like a banker box. She goes, anything that inspires me for the piece that we're working on, I put in this box, whether it's a newspaper article or a prop or, a picture or
what a neat
some
idea.
sort of, collectible, whatever it is, it goes, so she has all these banker boxes, which I mean, she has a lifetime of pieces of concert dance.
Oh, wow.
That I was like, I want to go look at
Yeah,
your banker
can I look at the boxes? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where she stores them, especially in New York when space is at
Is
a
it
premium.
Heck yeah.
I'd open it up and go, I don't remember what I did. Why did this inspire me?
Yeah, exactly. So I find that music is so inspiring. Well, and I don't know if I've said this before, but I mean, from the time I was very, very young, like when I hear music, I see shape and design in music and movement. And I always thought, oh, if I could just plug into my brain like a video jack
Yeah.
and just record it as I'm like listening
know.
to it, I would
Yep.
have finished dances
Yeah.
that, but they haven't. I don't think they should invent that.
Right.
quite
I was going to
honestly.
say, I think that's a
that
little,
would be kind of
a
scary.
little 1984.
Yes, it is. It is.
It's very
Minority
cyberpunk,
Report.
and certain sectors are moving in that direction. That's being fun.
It would be nice, though.
It
It would
would-
be nice
yes.
because then you could also remember your dreams.
Yes.
Which would be even more fun because I bet you dream.
I've been
Dancing.
dreaming a lot.
Well, it
too.
depends on what kind of dreams you have.
So, some of them I try to hang on to, but sometimes thinking about choreography is like trying to remember a dream because you'll get a great idea.
Yeah.
And the more you reach out for it, sometimes it like evaporates into thin air. So,
Yeah.
But sometimes I think when you get an idea like that and it doesn't stick with you, I think, oh, that idea is going to look for a different artist to bring it to life.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all disembodied entities that are like floating around us just looking for the right person. I'm like, I think I'll try this one over here. Maybe she'll like do right by me.
That's awesome, though.
It really is. I feel I'm so fortunate, so blessed that I get to do what I do because, man, I know a lot of people. I went to my high school reunion a couple years ago, and they were all talking about retirement and how much they hated their jobs, and you know.
And here you are.
And I was just like, and they're like, and you're dancing? I'm like, yeah, I'm not performing anymore, but yeah, I'm still in the dance world, and they're like, you want to come over for dinner? You want to, I was getting, all sorts of invitations just because I think I'm one of the few that is doing something that is so fulfilling, and I think I'm one of the few. The university I graduated from calls me back every once in a while going, you are somebody who graduated and is still in your field.
Yeah.
And there's
which doesn't always happen.
I don't think that's a very common thing.
Not as much anymore.
So
That's amazing. Well, that and your at some point it seems like we all sort of make a decision. And we decide as we get older, either we're going to be sort of a negative person or a positive person. And we've all seen this as people get older. And,
Yes.
and you see this on some of your friends. And some of them just kind of turn into negative, and you're not. You have, whether you started that way or not, you are a very, very sort of positive, sort of can-do, sort of sunny type of person that people like to be around. You know what I mean? I mean, people like to be around people like that.
not always. Not
Well-
always. They're
well-
like, stop smiling and get out of here.
Depends on the person. Those are the other
Time of
people.
day. It's early in the morning.
I would rather
We're
be
not.
around those people and creative people and people who have sort of healthy creative lives. Those are-
Yes.
you see a lot of folks who
Yeah.
who are almost sort of envious of that they don't have, or maybe they don't think they can have that. And of course we do.
Well,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
It's kind of what comes
And
with the
you
arts. It's
certainly
like, what
do.
kind
Yeah.
of crazy thing are we doing next,
Yeah.
right? What
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
show or
Anything.
Yeah.
What sounds fun? What's good? Let's do it.
It's,
what
yeah.
pirate
Yeah.
song are we singing next?
Yeah, exactly. What do we- yeah.
Where are you going to be
It's weird,
next
it's fun.
time?
Go for it.
Well,
Yeah.
and I always think like, well, if I don't try something, like I'm going to regret not. I always regret the things that I didn't go for than the things that I tried and fizzled
it.
out. And I learned that early on. I think when I was very young and in gymnastics, and my coach had lost my music to my floor exercise, and it showed up the day of the meet. And I'm like, I haven't practiced this, and I'm like, I'm just going to do it.
Let's just do it.
And I helped the team win. So,
Awesome.
so it was just like, so I was just like, okay, remember that lesson. Like when given an opportunity, go for it.
Always
So,
take it. Yes,
always
you will
take
never,
it.
you will never hear anybody at the end of their life saying, "Gosh, I wish I would have worked more.
Right.
I wish I would have spent more time at work."
Yes.
No, you will never hear
Yes.
that. You will always hear, "I wish I would have
Yes.
done that thing
Yeah.
or taken that chance, or
Yes.
or you know what I mean, or tried that,
Or read that book.
or
That's
read
what's
that
gonna
book,
be on
or
there.
Yeah.
moved to that place and did that thing." Because what's the worst could have happened? What? They would have killed you? No. You know what I mean? It's like, no,
Yeah.
you would have been fine. And that's what you always hear.
Yeah.
Do that thing.
Do the thing. Well, I'm so
Yes.
fortunate because I get to do the things all the time, and like I said, I see so many people who have jobs where they have to clock in and clock out, and they live for the weekend.
Yes.
And then Monday comes again.
then it's, oh, it's
And it's just like,
Yeah.
and it's just like, granted, my schedule is insane, and even my dance colleagues tell me like, how did you do, all the things you just did this season, and
Because you love all of it.
yes,
Yeah.
And
but-
it's all just sort of fueling you, man.
So, well, yeah. I kept thinking though in my 60s, because apparently I'm a grown up now.
That's what I'm told as
So
well.
I
Yeah,
know I'm
whatever.
apparently a grown up. that I would kind of scale back a little bit, and it's only ramped up. And
Yep.
okay, yeah, it's okay, yes, okay. I'm not hallucinating.
No, I just want to get busier.
Yeah, and so I'm like, how did this happen? And of course, there's I want to do this project and this project. And it's like no better time than the present. But yeah, I think there's a happy like productivity margin, if you will, right? If you're not doing enough, you lay around like a sloth and nothing happens. And if you're
Correct.
doing too much, you're crazy and stressed and
Nothing gets done the way you
right.
want it.
And
yeah.
and so I think there's this happy like place. Well, I think most people live like about here, and then I think I live about 10 minutes higher than that over here, and yeah, like my staff makes fun of me. They're like, and I don't feel like I'm any more energetic than the next person, But they're like, well, you were up and you like did these emails at 7 a.m. and then you were out walking and you called me while you were like, jogging around the lake and and you were huffing and puffing, going, I have this idea, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just what are you doing?
I'm jogging.
And so yeah, yeah, I've had people who are equally in my business, like our freelance choreographers and educators and performers, and they're like, you're nuts.
You're motivated. You have a lot of ideas and a lot of things you want to do, and you're going to do them.
Yes.
And you're not sort of creatively holding yourself back or putting yourself in the box, or gosh, I can't do that, or I should be doing this or whatever. You're just like, I want to try this on. I'm just going to do it.
Well, I think there's a great gift in aging. I mean, our culture is like, oh, stay young and use all these creams and things and
Right.
make yourself look younger. No, I think there's such a gift, especially. I mean, every decade I've enjoyed, but I think this one's even better because there's a freedom that only comes with 50 years of experience.
Yes.
And I'm going to capitalize on it, babe. So.
Yes. You're better at what you do now than you have been at any time in your life. Why would you stop?
Yes, exactly. Well, it's like, who was that great cellist? And he was like 90, and someone was interviewing him, and they said, you still practice every day? And he's like, well, yeah. He's like, well, why do you practice every day? You're already a virtuoso. He goes, well, I think I'm making progress. So whether you're 6 or 60 or 96, get busy living,
Yeah. And yeah. Well, and it's that sort of, it's the ability to be sort of creative and motivated, and I think a lot of people, well, like you said, you talk to your old friends and they're like, they look at you differently than their other friends, and there's envy there, because not in a bad way, but
Right.
just because you're not locked in.
Yes.
and you have this creative life, and if you want to do something, you just done it, and they don't feel like they can. You know, a lot of people don't feel like they can just go do the thing.
Yes,
you can. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Just go do it.
Yes.
What are you gonna do? What, are they gonna kill you? No, you'll be fine. You'll be just fine. Yeah, whatever. Somebody laughs at you. Who cares? Move on.
Acknowledge and move on.
Yeah, whatever. You'll be fine.
You talking about me?
Do the thing. I'm
Yeah.
talking about a lot of people.
I know. Well, and it took a while for me to get back into
I know.
performing. So,
And you're doing great.
well, thank
Yes,
you.
you are.
What
But
are
I
you
was
doing?
mortified. Like the first, yeah,
Terrified. She was
terrified.
terrified. And she used to
Isn't
do all
that
the time.
crazy? All the
perform
time.
for hundreds
Yeah.
of people. No problem.
No
No issue.
problem.
But that was like 30 years ago. So she kind of went back to her factory settings,
Well,
man.
yeah.
You know?
Well, and there were people that that knew Chris that were coming out for that. So this is a whole new thing. Let's see the whole new
Well, yes.
whatever. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'll
Well, and
edit
people
that
were
out. But,
watching, and she knew people were watching. So that's
their-
no pressure, right?
with their video cameras
Right.
to send to people. So yeah, they were doing reconnaissance.
Yeah. But she knew she was being, sort of recorded and watched, and it
is.
was like,
Sometimes you just got to do it, and
she
the
was
whole
great.
weekend I was still pretty nervous the whole weekend. It
Really?
wasn't until like the end of the second day that I'm just like, if I screw up, I screw up, and
that's a place you need to get to.
whatever.
You know what I mean?
And
It's like not that you don't do a good job, but you need to relieve yourself
just
of
get
that.
through
Yes, well, it's a very liberating place to be.
Yes.
It's just like when you kind of go, whatever, I'm just going to do this, and
Yes.
I'll do the best I can, and we'll go from there.
Yes, yeah, and it's not that you don't care. It's just that you're not allowing yourself to be all up in your head about, if I do one thing wrong, I'll mess everything up. It's like, no, stop that. Just stop. Just do it.
Which children you think about? You guys know who Sir Ken Robinson is? He's
Oh,
a wonderful TED Talk speaker about education and creativity.
It sounds very familiar.
And he says, he talks a lot about children, and children are very willing to be wrong. They don't care if
Yeah.
you're wrong. And like, why do we lose that? Because this culture is all about, you got to get it exactly right. You got to get good grades. You can't make a mistake at work. You can't.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you go, well, what if we try it this way? And it might be a mistake, but we might discover something huge too.
Yes.
And so that's such valuable, information to have. And if you don't have the freedom to do that, it's just like, okay, well, we're going to keep doing the same thing over and
we'll
over,
get the
and
same
nothing's
results,
ever
and,
going to change.
Nope.
So
Yep. Do the weird stuff.
do the weird stuff. Yes. Yes.
Well, and you are in your studio a lot too. And I don't know if we talked about it much on the last podcast, but how many studios do you have total?
Studios.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're in Camelot Community Center. This is our main building. So we have
Okay.
3 dedicated spaces. The one we're in right now is Studio C, which is an alternate space, which we use a lot for like staging if we're doing, theater work, because I also do that in my dance pieces too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we have satellites kind of all over the city.
Yeah,
So,
you do.
Okay.
for like different children's programs and stuff like that. So, we're kind of all over. And somebody said, I saw somebody at a theater event, and then I saw them again at another theater event. They're like, you're everywhere.
It's true.
And
It's
went,
true.
There's a few of you out there that are.
I know. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, well,
great.
yeah. The regular ones all came and saw me. That was very nice. Those are the usual suspects, which is pretty great. But yeah.
Well, we're really excited for.
Very excited.
Thank you.
this one.
Congratulations on getting into Fringe.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're doing
Really.
such a nice job with Fringe, and it's so cool to see all the different stuff in there. And it's really nice to see that you got your suite for small spaces part 4.
Can't wait to
Yes,
see it.
which it was mistakenly first advertised as 3, and people are thinking it's the same concert as Shelter, but it's not the same
Nope.
It's not
concert.
the same
Different one.
people.
Part
It's not
4?
the same. Part 4 is different.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll make sure that we get that out, and I'll even put that in the post. In the
Yes.
Yeah. Now the opening piece is the same piece. I use that same framework because I think it's a really beautiful place to hold this type of work. So if you sit down, it will start the same as
Start-
3 did.
that's okay,
But
started
it doesn't go to
beautifully.
the same place. So
That's all good.
different rabbit hole.
Fair enough.
I love it so much.
And of course, this is Ever After Productions.
Yes.
And they are presenting a Suite for Small Spaces 4, and that will be at the Omaha Fringe Fest on the 7th, 8th, and 9th at the UNO Studio 006. Now,
Dates.
if somebody would want to enroll themselves or their little ones in dance things with you,
Yes.
how would they get a hold of you to do that?
AdairDance.com.
Okay.
And come talk to me. And a matter of fact, the phone number on there is my personal cell phone. I take every phone call
Wow.
myself.
Nice.
And I really love getting to know my families. You know, I'm a people person, I guess. Is
Yes,
that a way to put it?
Yes, you are.
And so I love getting to know people, and I love getting to know my families and what their goals are, and whether they have a little kid or a big kid or they're an adult themselves and they want to take. The adult classes have taken off like crazy in the last few
Really
years.
nice.
Yes, I'm teaching adult classes all the time, and it's great. And I get so many people who go, "Oh, I wished I would have when I was a kid. I never got the chance." And I'm like, there's a chance right now.
Well, now's your chance.
And so I personally take all the phone calls. So and it's really cool getting to know all the families. And I think we
awesome.
attract a particular clientele that's looking for what we're doing, which is different. I mean, every business has their own mission and entity.
Sure.
And I think we're very different in that it's enrichment, but it's really high quality training that, we do have dancers that go into college programs, into conservatories, and into companies, and are dancing all over. And we have some big guns here with our teachers.
That's
we
awesome.
have some really fabulous teachers. So no matter whether, but here's the thing. I just read this recently. Only something like 3% of people who ever take dance lessons will ever be professionals. Okay, so 97% of the people we see
Will not be professional.
may not likely, but 70% of them will become strong leaders.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
And I'm like,
I like it.
I have
and
not
I-
heard that before.
I
Isn't
just
that
ran across
interesting?
that statistic, and it's just like, yeah, and I look at this stuff, and it's like, we're not just teaching them how to dance. We're teaching them, leadership skills. We're teaching them interpersonal skills. We're teaching them problem-solving skills. We're teaching them how to work with their peers.
Yeah. It's more than just a
It's
skill. It's more of a.
It's so many
discipline.
transferable skills.
Yeah.
Well, and like in performing arts, there's things like deadlines. Opening night is non-negotiable.
No.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no, and being able to, if something goes wrong, to like go, okay, carry on, do not panic. Because what happens when you panic, your brain goes 16 ways and you make really bad decisions.
Yeah.
And if you stay focused, okay, well, what do I need to do to make this happen? I mean, think of if you were a dentist and you were like working in somebody's mouth and you went, oh no, or you're a hairdresser and you
Right.
go, oh no,
Oops,
I mean, your clients or your patients are gonna
They're gonna freak out.
they're gonna freak out, and that's gonna cause more. So if you go, okay, we can deal with this. Okay, what can we do to make this okay and keep going? And I mean, I know everybody in theater at some point, their mic has gone out. And
Well,
they've had to
sure.
belt it out and carry on, or
Yep.
figure it out, or a prop broke, or something happened,
Yep.
or
They ate a bug.
Yep, they opened their mouth and swallowed a bug.
oh my gosh!
Oh, that happened my first night on Music Man. I jumped on top of the table, opened my mouth to sing Mary the Librarian, and right in the back of my throat.
And then he did this kind of motion where both of his hands went up to his neck.
Just real quick.
And then I panicked for half a second.
I still kept doing the choreography, and the music kept going. I just skipped the first verse.
See, fast thinking.
I know. And
Fast
then,
thinking.
yes, and the look on Marian's face as she's coming over to me, and I'm like, everything's okay. Then I start singing, and then she's like, okay. Yeah, couldn't believe it.
Not dead yet.
Inside.
Oh my gosh!
Performed for 30 years outside. My first show back inside, and I swallow a bug.
Oh my goodness!
Opened my big mouth and just sucked everything in.
Oh, That is hysterical. Oh my
yes.
goodness.
I know, I thought he
Welcome
was
back to the
choking.
theater.
Oh my gosh, that scared me.
So much fun, though. Thank you, Julian, for once again reaching out to us. It's always so much fun to talk to you.
I love visiting with you too.
Yes,
Yes.
we love it as well. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
we
We're
usually
so
end up
excited.
We usually end up talking for a while before we
Oh,
start,
yeah.
which we did again this
We're
time.
doing it again.
So yes, once again,
Yep.
Fringe, Omaha Fringe. It runs from the 6th to the 9th. Her show is the 7th, 8th, and 9th at the UNO Studio 006. Please check for times. It is a suite for small spaces. Number 4 new dance works by Julian Adair. Ever Actor Productions is presenting this. And
It is
part
beautiful.
4, part
Don't
4,
miss
and
it.
there will be more.
Yes.
There will be more. Part 5 is already brewing.
It's always a
Okay.
brewing.
You
Yes.
send me a text. We'll talk.
I would love that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening and supporting the arts in the Platte River area and beyond. Please subscribe to our podcast so you are sure to catch all of our future episodes and join us on social media. See you next time on the Platte River Bard.